Good morning to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another Streetwear Talk video, the series where I discuss the latest streetwear releases, I cover the latest streetwear news, and of course in the series, well, we just discuss anything to do with streetwear or fashion. Now in today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different from what I normally do in a Streetwear Talk video. What I'm going to be doing is talking about the process on how I buy and legit check Chrome Hearts Jewellery when I want to pick up a couple pieces. But before I start talking about that process, guys, I've got to thank you once again because you've just been killing it. You have just been killing it. You guys have been fantastic. What I asked over the past couple videos was if we could hit the subscriber milestone of 3,735 subscribers before the end of October. When I asked you guys, we only had a couple days left in October, and I was kind of wondering, is it going to be possible? Like, are we going to hit that subscriber milestone before the end of October? You guys came through and said, too easy. And we hit it. We hit 3,735. So I have to come out and thank you guys. Thank you for the continuous support. Thank you to the public and private subscribers for subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to see us hit those milestones, guys. That's why I've always got to come out and thank you for the continuous support and helping us reach it. Yeah, wow, 3,735. You know I'm gonna set the new milestone to be 3,740. Can we hit that before the end of October? Look, you've got less than 48 hours. Hopefully with your guys' continuous support we can, but less than 48 hours? I wish you the best of luck, but maybe that's a November milestone that we're gonna hit. Now I can actually start talking about the process though. So you guys have been asking me in the comment section for a little while now, and we get some more Chrome Hearts content on the channel. And I wanted to follow through with that. I saw a comment from Henry asking for it, and there was a couple other of you guys out there submitting similar comments as well. I was kind of on the fence of like, is that content going to be me buying another Chrome Hearts piece? Unlikely, but just because like currently over the past couple months there've just been some really good undercover pieces coming up for really good prices. I've been picking up some first arrows pieces as well. There's just been some really nice other pieces that have appeared in this time frame, so I didn't think that the new Chrome Hearts content was going to be me buying a piece. But then I thought, well, if I can't buy a piece and unbox it and talk about it on the channel, let's just talk about the process of how I go about buying Chrome Hearts pieces now, because some of you guys are a little unsure, a little bit hesitant to buy Chrome Hearts pieces, and totally fair enough, because the fake market is huge. People get burnt by that market all the time. I've been burnt by fake Chrome Hearts pieces. Luckily it was an easy fix though, because I challenged the boutique and said, this one's fake, can I get my money back? And they gave me my money back. So it wasn't that bad for me, but I don't want you guys to be in the situation where you're buying a piece, somebody stiffs you, and now you're out however much money you paid for it, and then you can't get the money back. So I'm going to try and showcase to you in this video today the steps that you can take to minimize that issue and to hopefully avoid it altogether. Now, how I'm going to showcase how I go about this process is not a foolproof plan, but I feel like this is one of the best ways that you're able to actually go through the process of, one, buying Chrome Hearts jewelry, and two, making sure that it's legitimate Chrome Hearts jewelry as well. So I just want to show you my way, and obviously in the comment section below you can critique my way or suggest improvements and whatnot. We can go from there, but I'll just show you my process. So how do I go about buying Chrome Hearts and legit checking it? Let's start off by talking about the buying process, but I feel like that's going to be the easiest part. It's just finding a listing. If I want to buy a Chrome Hearts piece, I'll go to a reputable boutique to buy it, as I'm not going to be buying it from a Chrome Hearts store. Why? Australia doesn't have a Chrome Hearts store, Two, they also don't ship 99.9% of their goods online. They don't have an online store technically, I would say. They do release some pieces on their online website every now and then, but these aren't your regular pieces that you see. These are like limited special runs of pieces that they make available on their online store. It's not the regular stuff that you see all the time. But yeah, if you want to buy Chrome Hearts online, you're going to be buying it either secondhand or from a boutique, which still most likely will be secondhand, but sometimes they stock, you know, unused pieces as well. So I would find a reputable boutique to buy some Chrome Hearts pieces from. I've done a video in the past talking about some boutiques and some online stores that you can buy Chrome Hearts from, but you can go to the traditional places like Grailed, Depop, things like that. But I think I would refrain from going to those places because I'd be more interested in going to a boutique that specializes in that thing, or, you know, has Chrome Hearts as one of their main brands that they stock, versus just like Grailed or Depop, because that's kind of just anyone, unless of course you find someone who's like a dedicated Chrome Hearts seller and they sell on those platforms, then that's a little bit different. But yeah, I think for the buying process, I'd go to a reputable boutique, one that sells Chrome Hearts all the time, stocks it all the time. I'd go through that process. Some of them that I can think of is like Drip Tea Market, Hidden in California, Rinkan as well. There's a couple Japanese places that are really good as well. Yeah, I'd first find the listing there. Once I've found the listing, I'd obviously bookmark it, but the main thing I'm going to be looking through that listing is all the product photos that they have of the piece. And if they don't have photos of all the engravings, clear photos of like everything, I would be hesitant to buy that piece from that listing. I'd only buy it with the confidence that I could see like all the angles of the piece and see all the engravings of the piece. But once I've found the piece, I've found a boutique that I want to buy from, then I'd go through the process of legit checking it, which I'll now show you how I go through that. Okay, so we've nailed the first part. We've found a boutique that's selling a piece that we want. We've found it for a reasonable price. It's a trusted boutique. It's a piece that I've really wanted. How do I go about legit checking that piece when I don't have, you know, Chrome Hearts as authenticators? I only have the internet available to me. What am I gonna do? Well, this is the process that I go about it. So let's say that I wanted to buy another cemetery ring from another boutique, but I was a little unsure if it was legit or not. What I would do is I would come over to Rinkan, which I've bought from many times before. You guys know Rinkan, hopefully. I recently bought the undercover Pink Floyd jacket, the Animals jacket from them. I have bought Chrome from them in the past. Like I've bought the wonderful 30-inch like paper chain from them. Like I've bought some lovely pieces from them. I honestly believe they're one of the best places to buy legitimate designer goods from, and they're very good at their Chrome Hearts authentication process. I haven't seen anyone ever say that I've bought a fake from Rinkan. I just have a lot of trust in them. You guys may be a bit hesitant to have that trust with them, and that's totally understandable, but from everywhere that I've looked, from like Reddit's threads about them, from comments in Facebook groups, I've seen nothing but praise for Rinkan, so that's just how I go about it. So cycling back to it, I'm looking for a cemetery ring. Okay, so what we will do is we will go to accessories, we'll go to rings. Now it says display only in stock. That's the box that I would tick if I'm looking to buy it from Rinkan, but really I'm just looking to see all their rings that they have available. Now, as we can see here, they've got a couple of the cemetery rings showcased on here. Now, the prices aren't always accurate because the website kind of glitches out and doesn't actually showcase how much they're actually selling this for. I would click into the listing and then it'll refresh the price and you'll get the legitimate price for it. But because for an example, this one's 61,000 yen, and this one's 580,000 yen. But I bet if I clicked on this one, the actual price will change to what it's actually listed as. That's just my thoughts there. But now that we can see a couple of the cemetery rings, I would click into one of them to get a really good reference source to use to compare the ring that I want to buy against it. So cycling back to the hypothetical that we talked about, I've found a cemetery ring on another boutique. I'm unsure if it's legitimate or not, but I want to do some comparisons to see if it is legit or not. I would then look at the images that the boutique has and compare them to the Rinkan images that we're looking at here. So I'd be checking to see if the engravings all look legitimate. Check to see if they have, you know, the little copyright logo here, the 925. I'd have it laid out exactly. Now, obviously, there's going to be some variations. All of the Chrome Hearts jewelry is handmade. The sizing, as it scales, the lettering and everything is going to look a little bit different, but you'll be able to find like a rough size to the one that you want to buy. So for an example, if I'm looking at a size US 11 cemetery ring on that boutique that we're talking about, if I just found like a size 23 or a size 24, which is the Japanese equivalent, then I could do some pretty much one-to-one comparisons and get some ideas on if the piece that I'm interested in is legit or not. And this is the process that I would just go through to ensure that I've bought a legitimate Chrome Hearts product, or if I'm just, you know, wanting to confirm that this boutique has a legitimate Chrome Hearts cemetery ring. That's the whole process that I go through for legit checking these days, is just doing a comparison of the engravings of the design with a Rinkan image, just to see how I feel about it. And I wouldn't do it to just one Rinkan listing though. Like, I'd go back to their Chrome Hearts section, I'd apply the filters again. So we go to category, accessories, ring, show items. Cool, fantastic. And then I'd go to another listing. Let's just go down to this listing for an example. This one's a size 22.5. So what's that? That's probably a US 10. It'd be around a US 10, something like that. But we could get it properly converted and things like that. So again, I'd go through the images, having a look at the design here. I'd then have a look at the at the photos of the engravings and things like that. Cool. And then on obviously a second screen or a second image, I'd be looking at the boutique for the piece that I want to buy, having a look to see if these engravings match and stuff like that, and just doing some simple comparisons and things like that. And then after that, I think that's everything I can really do from an online perspective. If the boutique is semi-trustworthy, the engravings look okay, the design looks okay, the colors look okay, you know, you want to make sure the material colors are the same. If you're buying silver, obviously Chrome Hearts does it in sterling silver, you don't want it to be, you know, having like a brass look to it if you're buying it from another boutique, because that kind of makes me suspicious that that one's a legitimate piece. Like, I want to ensure that it all kind of matches up in color, design, and engravings. If all three of those boxes are ticked, like the color looks all right, the engravings look all right, the design looks all right, I'd say that's the best you could possibly do online. Obviously, it's a way different story once you get the piece actually in hand, but I think those are just some simple checks that you can do from a legit checking perspective to try and get an idea on if the piece is legitimate or not. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere near as like, the legit checking process is never going to be as certain as like actually just buying it from the Chrome Hearts store, or buying the piece and bringing it into a Chrome Hearts store and asking if it's legitimate or not. But I think this is probably the best that you're going to be able to do online. This is the process that I go through if I'm ever interested in buying new Chrome Hearts pieces, which I still definitely am. I'm still definitely like, I want to complete a full set of Chrome Hearts rings one day. I just don't know when that day will be. It's going to be a slow, gradual, progressive process over time, I reckon. But yeah, I wanted to show to you guys in the video today my process of buying and legit checking Chrome Hearts Jewellery. That's how I'm doing it these days. That's how I'm going to be doing it moving forward. I will find the piece that I want at a boutique that I think is reputable, and then I will go to Rinkan and cross-reference multiple listings for Rinkan and have a look at the boutique that I'm looking at and see how the images stack up. If the boutique that I'm looking to buy from does not have, you know, good product photos, looking at all the engravings, looking at the designs and everything like that, I won't buy it. It's not worth the hassle. I don't want to go through the risk. I don't want to go through the effort. It's too difficult. It's too difficult. In all reality, it's just a waste of everyone's time. I'd rather just make sure with certainty that it's legit by making sure that it meets my process and my standards. I think that's just the best way to go about it. But I hope that me showing the process to you guys was somewhat helpful today. If you go through the process of, you know, like I'm saying, everything that I go through, I feel like you've done a good amount of checks to ensure that it's a legitimate product. But obviously there's always like a chance that it could just fail, all those measures that I've just mentioned, and it could be a fake. But I feel like you're minimizing that chance by going through this process that I've showed you today. I hope at least. But yeah, I'd love to hear any comments or any thoughts that you have about my process on how I legit check and buy Chrome Hearts. Like, do you go through that same process of like cross-referencing images to make sure that the color, engravings and design are all good? Do you just buy it straight from the Chrome Hearts store? Do you have like a dedicated seller that you only go to because you know it's legit 100% of the time? We're all gonna have different processes, but let me know how my process stacks up compared to yours, and yeah, let me know if there's any other ways that I could probably improve on that process, because I'd love to have that conversation with you guys down in that comment section below. Well, I think that's everything I really have to say about it, guys. I showed you the process. It probably would have been better for me to show the process with me actually buying a piece, but I have just bought a new undercover piece recently, so I don't really want to then go out and also buy a Chrome Hearts piece. That's just way too much reckless spending. But I mean, maybe I can show you in the future when I pick up another piece, but I'm a little unsure on how in the future that would be these days because of the pricing of Chrome Hearts jewelry. I do really love their jewelry and their leather goods. Still, their clothing, I've mentioned it many times in the past, I've never been huge on their clothing. If it's like a leather piece, maybe like a rider jacket or a double rider jacket, maybe I'd pick that up because it's a nice style, but I don't think you could catch me in like a Chrome Hearts hoodie or t-shirt anytime soon, because it's just too expensive for what it is, and I don't really, you know, it doesn't really do much for me. But that's just my thoughts on the clothing and jewelry. I could definitely talk about that in another video. I just want to hear, I guess, your processes now, because we've discussed my process for legit checking Chrome Hearts. How do you guys legit check your Chrome Hearts? Do you just only buy it from a reputable source? Do you cross-reference the images from another place? I mean, if you guys want, we can, you know, exchange cross-referencing places, like where you guys look to ensure that it's legit. I'm sure we could build an archive of legitimate photos of Chrome Hearts pieces and then use that, right? Or maybe you already have one of those, like you've got a saved one somewhere where you use that and compare it to that. I don't know, that'd be pretty handy actually. But yeah. Let me know your guys' legit checking process down in that comment section below. Of course, if you guys want me to do more Chrome Hearts content in the future, you're just going to give me the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on this video, a comment in that comment section down below, and if you haven't already, the best indicator you can give me is a subscribe to the channel. Now, as mentioned at the start of this video, we're trying to hit the subscriber milestone of 3,740 subscribers before the end of October. I don't know if we're going to hit it with less than 48 hours before the end of October, but hey, I don't know, you guys could surprise me there. If you tell a couple mates and they tell a couple mates, I can't see why we can't hit 3,740. We'll just have to see. But yeah, hopefully with your guys' continuous support, we can reach 3,740 either before the end of October, or probably more realistically, at least in November. But that is everything I have to say about my process, guys. I thought I'd just share it with you so you guys have a reference to how I buy and legit check Chrome Hearts jewelry. Yeah, I really just find the listing that I want for the piece that I want, and then cross-reference it against multiple listings with Rinkan, because I have so much faith in Rinkan when they sell Chrome Hearts and other brands, because I've just never had a bad experience with them. I've never seen anyone have a bad experience with them, so that's just my process. But I would love to hear your thoughts about my process or your processes down in that comment section below. And until the next Streetwear Talk video, until the next Chrome Hearts video, until the next drop list video in general, guys, I'll catch you later.